It's Rick and Patty from the KORD Morning Show. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it.
And, of course, you can always catch us anywhere and everywhere with our KORD mobile app. It's free for you in the App Store as well in Google Play.
Bottoms up, number one for New Country. It's 102.7 KORD. You got Rick, you got Patty. Always good to be with you. Good morning, 6:10. Whole lot of sunshine for you right now. A little breezy this morning.
How hot is it going to get today?
It's going to be in the triple digits near 100.
Here we go.
Yeah, I know, but right now 70 in sunshine for you. And I was like, okay, I could hear the wind whipping around a little bit before I got up this morning. I was like, okay, it's going to be a wind.
Well, it was nice this morning when I was taking my DJ out.
Absolutely. It's actually, I think the breeze has come down a little bit too. Wow, talk about a weekend. If you're just following the news all weekend long, number one, we had a bunch of celebrity passings, and then this assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. Now, anything and everything you need to know is always posted for you right there on the KORD mobile app. So, again, just,
a whirlwind of events.
Woo! I mean,
certain.
It was absolutely for certain. There's no doubt about it. So again, it was just one of those. If you're following the story, there's still a ton of facts that haven't come out, and just again, it was just a crazy weekend. Things like that happen, and then we lost some celebrities as well through the weekend. And
I saw the passing of Richard Simmons.
Yeah, there was Richard Simmons.
Oh.
And then Shannon Doherty passed away.
Dr. Ruth.
Yeah. And it was funny. I had posted, there's 3. And then someone says, well, you forgot about Shelley Duvall.
Yes.
Like, Shelley Duvall passed away. So it was, again, it was like, wow, there was just a flood of news all weekend long. So if you need any information, if you want to know it, guess what? It's posted for you right now on the KORD website, and you can get all those. There's like a ton of articles up there for you to get your day started.
Right on.
If you're catching up. But I believe
it is there.
But I believe most people were already caught up for the most part during the weekend. But we would be amiss if we did not mention that information is available for you. All right, we're going to get the day started. We're going to work on some Facebook fun. We've got Nashville news for you. Another edition of Other People's Problems coming up in just minutes. Grab a cup of coffee, dig in. Let's get your day started. It's 102.7 KORD.
Starting your day the right way with the KORD Morning Show, number one for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
The Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest, there you go. And it's Cole Swindell who's going to be at Watershed. But what the song is really about is Jody Messina. And she, of course, this week...
My husband met her.
I know.
He said, what a joy.
I was going to bring that up, that he got to meet Jody Messina backstage.
He was doing some things.
And said she was just a lovely person.
He said she was delightful.
Well, at Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest over the weekend, I know everybody had such a great time. I saw my Facebook feed was just full. My Instagram feed was just full. My threads was just full. My ex was just full of all the great photos.
I saw Coca-Cola on the scene.
Yep.
She went live a few times.
That's right, absolutely. So it was really cool to see all that. And again, I know everybody had a great time, and a great time for next year, Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest. I already threw in my request for Shabuzi. So we'll see.
I hear you.
I see who else. Who else can they bring? I know Luke Combs is coming to the Gorge this year, but wouldn't Luke Combs be great for next year's Pendleton
Wouldn't that be fantastic?
Because the cool thing about you can go to the Gorge, which is about an hour and a half away. But the cool thing is Pendleton is just right down the road from us. So it's it'd be cool to bring them. Why not? Why not? So anyway, glad you had a great time at the Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest. Facebook fun to get your day started. Here you go. All right. Have you ever named your car? And if so, what did you call it? And Ruby already said fancy. I like that.
Oh, I do like that.
I like that.
My mom, I will always remember this because, and boy, she had a hard time starting Betsy. Come on, Betsy. It really, yeah, I know.
Is that the number one name? Part of me thinks
I don't know.
I think Betsy or Bessie or Betsy. I think it's Betsy is the number one. Come on, Betsy.
We had Betsy.
Oh my gosh. And do you remember was it a station wagon? For some reason, I envisioned a station wagon.
I can't remember. No, it was old.
It was old?
It was an old vehicle.
Okay. All right.
I don't remember what it was.
I've only named one car in my entire life, and her name was Charity. Charity was her name. It was a little red Mercury Capri that I had. I bought it for $200, and it was Charity every day.
I hear you.
Getting me,
holy buckets.
Yeah, getting me anywhere and everywhere when I was in high school. So yeah, my buddy had it.
Did she break down anywhere?
Oh, of course she lost her brakes one time.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. So I was lost the brakes. It's the only time my life scared the. Oh my god.
I bet.
So and one morning I hit the brake. I'm coming to a stop sign. Oh, no brakes. And I literally had to swing through this parking lot. Well, luckily there was no one there. And I put up my emergency brake and had to slow myself down. And it was a stick shift. So so I was like, but yeah, lost the brakes in Charity. So yeah, there's
scary.
It was. Luckily, again, it was there was nobody around, thank goodness. It was 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, nobody was around, thank goodness. But I thought, oh my gosh, if there was traffic or something, not stopping.
I hear you.
So have you ever named your car? And if so, what did you call it? We're going to have some fun with this morning. Thank you, Ruby, for your comment. And I think, we're going to go with Betsy. I think Betsy's probably the number one.
Come on, Betsy.
Come on,
Just
Betsy.
start.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so that's our Facebook. Fun, chime in, share with it, and we'll share some comments on the way. You got Rick and Patty, KORD.
The Cord Morning Show with Rick and Patty. Back with more next on number 1 for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
Number 1 for New Country, it's 102.7 KORD. Sunshine for you, 70 degrees. You got Rick, you got Patty, great to be with you. What's going on in Nashville?
So, Morgan Wallen is having to postpone several shows due to health issues. He revealed the unfortunate news to fans on Friday, just hours before he was set to take the stage in Tampa. He said he wouldn't be able to give 100% and move the show to October 4th. This weekend's back-to-back shows in Charlotte are postponed to October 18th and 19th. Meanwhile, Shania Twain will be hosting the second annual People's Choice Country Awards. The event scheduled for September 26th at the Grand Ole Opry House in Nashville. It's an offshoot of the popular fan-based People's Choice Awards. Shania said she's honored to host an award show that celebrates these awesome country fans. Little Big Town, that is, hosted the inaugural event in 2023. Jelly Roll's young son Noah is making his red carpet debut. The 7-year-old joined his dad and his older sister, 16-year-old Bailey. It was at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards in Santa Monica, California on Saturday. Jelly has kept his son out of the public eye out of respect for the boy's mother. The show was broadcast live on the Nickelodeon and also on CMT. And also, Jelly Roll tells the News International that hearing Eminem sample his song Save Me on his new album brought him to tears. He says, I related to every word Eminem wrote. I understand him, and I felt like he understood me, which was rare because I spend most of my life being misunderstood. Those are your trending headlines.
You're listening to Rick and Patty in the morning on number 1 for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
51, number 1 for New Country, 102.7 KORD. A little breezy for you right now, Tri-City, 70 degrees and sunshine near 100 for the day as you get up and get going this morning. So down to, still in a little...
It's hot.
It's been hot, but...
It's hot.
But folks are still out walking the dike. We're looking out right where we are located on
Now's the time to do it.
Absolutely. Nice, beautiful morning for you. Really quick, happy birthday to Jenna Zink. It was on Thursday, so we missed that on Thursday. Just wanted to do a little shout out and say happy birthday, Jenna.
Happy birthday, lady.
All right, enjoy that. Also, coming up here, we're going to do another edition of Other People's Problems. The girlfriend thinks the boyfriend is cheating because the dog thinks so. So we'll talk about that coming up in just about 10 minutes. I think,
Did you say because the dog thinks so?
The dog thinks so. The dog.
I know what my dog is thinking all the time.
All right. So do you think, would you trust DJ's instincts?
I absolutely would.
Well, we'll talk about this situation coming up in just about 10 minutes. And speaking of the dogs, my friends over at Pet Overpopulation Prevention have got a big pop-up event going on today. 1506 North Road 40th. Right there in Pasco.
Okay.
Right there off Court Street.
Yep.
And a big summer pop-up adoption event from 11 to 3 today. There's going to be snacks and stuff. And Barista's going to be out there. Zeus, Archie, Blaze, a bunch of dogs. And you go see them out there from 11 to 3 today. So if,
wow, it's going to be a hot day for them, too.
Well, they're going to be inside. So it's inside.
But you can go inside.
You can go in the clinic.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, they'll be inside. There'll be a huge pop-up. Pop-up. Get it? Pet Overpopulation pop-up adoption event. So they're going to be doing this all summer long on Mondays, and if you're looking for a forever friend.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so they're going to have a lot of different dogs coming in there. So today, Barista, Zeus, Archie, who's quite the character, and Blaze. And so if you want to meet those dogs, you can do it from 11 to 3 right there at the pop-up event. Check it out now. More details for you at Pet Overpopulation Prevention. And Rick and Patty, KORD.
We love to hear from you, and it's easier than ever to reach out. Just open up the Cord mobile app and send us an app chat message, or you can contact us the old-fashioned way at 509-547-KORD. Number 1 for New Country, 102.7 KORD.
And Lynch, Mackenzie Porter, thinking about you. Number 1 for New Country, 102.7 KORD at the Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest over the weekend. What a great lineup. Thomas Rhett, Toby Mac, The 90s throwback. Loved that. Vanilla Ice, all that. And again, your husband was out there having a great time.
Hey, somebody had to.
I got to hang out.
Might as well have been him.
That's right. He was backstage, got to hang with Dustin Lynch and Jody Messina, and said Jody Messina was just a lovely person.
He said Dustin came right up to him.
Yeah, exactly. He's out there,
They're having a good time in their buses, If
you didn't know it, Patty's husband works in security, and so he was out there helping out security.
He said it was a hot day.
I bet. There's no doubt about that. All right, here we go. Another edition of Other People's Problems. Brittany's got a situation going on. What's going on with Brittany?
How about this, Rick and Patty? My boyfriend and I are on the verge of breaking up. I took my dog and went to my mom's house over the weekend to chill out and clear my head. Well, when I got back last night, my dog started acting strange. She was sniffing everything in the apartment. She spent a ton of time sniffing our bed. My dog was definitely onto something, smelling something that was not in our apartment before we left. My boyfriend denied having anybody over. My dog and her sniffer say otherwise. Should I trust my dog or my guy? Brittany in Richland.
Well, Patty had said about 10 minutes ago that if DJ said something was up, something's up. So do you still believe that in this situation?
I do.
Okay.
Man, dogs know everything.
You think so?
Yes.
All right. Could have been another dog in the bed. Because my dogs, if I do a pop event and I come home, they're all up. They're sniffing like, cheater. With another dog. Yeah. Cheater. They're like, who is it? Why you smell like this? Whenever, yeah. So.
I don't know. I haven't had DJ long enough, but I'm starting to know, like, when different ways that he acts.
Right.
You know, and what are you telling me? What are you telling me?
Now, if I ran into a complete stranger and my dogs ran up and acted like they knew him, I'd be like, Megan, what you been doing? Because I'm like, why would my dog even like you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So
yes.
For me, that would be a clue, but I don't know if I'm going to go so far as,
Somebody was there. Something. I don't know. What, do you change the sheets? What and why?
Yeah.
I mean, you know your dog.
I know. I mean, again, I've seen the photos online to where they've got the guy and the gal, and then they break up, and the dog is still with the girl. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what I'd say about this? I'd say get in touch with cheaters and put up some cameras.
There you go. Absolutely. So you're going to throw up a red flag on this?
I would. Yes,
all right.
Absolutely.
All right. So Patty's on your side, Brittany. She's throwing up a red flag.
I'm with you, Britt.
I don't know. If my dogs went up to a complete stranger, absolutely, I think something's going on. But for them just to sniff around, I don't know. So we'll take some calls, see what you guys think. 547-KORD, app chat us. Patty says red flag, danger, Will Robinson,
That's
danger.
Right.
So we're kind of curious what you guys think. Chime in, share some of your comments on the way. You got Rick and Patty, KORD.
You're waking up with the Cord Morning Show. #1 for New Country. 1027 KORD.
Shake it for me, 722, #1 for New Country. It's 1027 KORD. And of course, Luke Bryan, part of Watershed this year. We're less than 30 days away from that. So many great country shows.
I know.
We had Kenny Chesney over the weekend, Pendleton Whiskey Music Fest. We got Watershed around the corner. Luke Combs in October. So a lot of great concerts still to come. Chris Stapleton, end of the month. If you're going to that show, I know we're going to have some more tickets for Chris Stapleton. So a lot of great country coming to town.
I'm looking forward to Luke Combs, man.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be a great...
It's on the list, and it's checked off. It's coming.
Yeah, you even bought tickets for that.
Of course I did.
Yeah, you're right. You are ready for that one. It's gonna be a good one. So a lot of great country, and we will have your passes. So make sure you download the KORD mobile app so you can be a part of all those giveaways. Well, they say it always comes in threes, and sadly over the weekend we lost Richard Simmons. We lost Dr. Ruth, which we were surprised that Dr. Ruth was still with us, but she was 96. And then Shannon Daugherty, 53, Beverly Hills, 90210.
Brenda.
Yeah, Brenda. Now, I want to say Shannon was my legit first celebrity crush. Now, I saw her on Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
And I think her and I are the same age. Or I'm a year older. So I remember that episode. It was called Wolf Boy, and there was some crazy wolf child or something like that. And come to find out, he was mute and he wasn't educated. But the Walnut Grove people wanted to throw stones at the little wolf boy. Well, Shannon Daugherty, she was in that episode, and she played one of the cousins or whatever, one of the Wilder cousins. And I just remember she was 10 and I was 11. I was like, oh, she's so cute.
Wow.
My first celebrity, I want to say she's honestly my first celebrity crush, and I just remember her, and she hugged old Charles Ingalls, and oh my gosh, and made my little
I just remember 90210. She was,
when she was Brenda.
It was Brandon and Brenda, the twins from Minnesota.
Exactly. Well, you could
moving
relate to
out
that
to California.
because you are from Minnesota. So
I know. It's kind of my life.
Right. So that was, that was a cultural phenomenon. 90210, and it was so funny. I was working out at Orange Theory, and in the middle of the music mix, it was the theme
from Beverly Hills 90210.
As I'm like, what? It's right in the middle. So in between Eminem and whoever else,
you're like, how do I know this?
Right. Well, I knew it.
On?
I knew it.
You knew it instantly.
Oh, the guitar solo. I'm like, oh, geez. I said, we're gonna play a TV theme song here. But I mean, they were very, like I said, Dr. Ruth. I mean, Dr. Ruth talked about, forget about the Hawk 2 girl. Dr. Ruth was talking about that back in the 70s and 80s, right?
I went down because watching, Richard Simmons.
Yeah, that's, iconic, right? Absolutely.
Yes, and I remember seeing him on David Letterman.
Yep.
And man, he was an icon.
I remember seeing him on Chips. I know this kind of. I know I'm nostalgic like
Richard
that.
Simmons made an appearance on Chips.
He was
with Ponch and John.
Yeah, because he had to go. They had to rush through his exercise studio or something, chasing somebody.
He was doing his sweating to the oldies.
And for some reason, for so many years, I thought Richard Simmons was Mr. Goodbody from Captain Kangaroo. Because there's Mr. Goodbody, who was the exercise guy on Captain Kangaroo.
Yes.
I thought they were the same as a kid. Well, I was a little kid. It's like, Slim Goodbody or Mr. Goodbody. I thought was the same, and it wasn't. I was like, no, he's a totally different person.
I remember watching Richard Simmons in Sweating to the Oldies, and then later he had Deal a Meal.
Oh yeah. Place your card on one side. You open up the packet. And you're like, okay,
hey, man,
so once you have this, you're done. You have to put your card over.
Well, he made his millions.
I know. So we were just reminiscing. As they say, sadly, it comes in threes. So at least with these celebrities, you got some good memories.
I really wasn't expecting Richard Simmons because I do follow him. I did follow him on X, and he was tweeting up a storm.
Sad thing about him was the day after his birthday, he literally had just
turned 76,
and then had posted thanks for all the wishes and all that, and then sadly, wow.
Man, at one point too, they were talking about having Pauly Shore play him.
Yeah,
and then oddly enough, I'm listening back or watching, footage of him with David Letterman, and David Letterman goes, "Why are you looking more and more like Pauly Shore?"
I don't know what's going to happen in the future with the biopic, but for some reason I'm thinking
it's going to come sooner.
I think absolutely with Pauly
Shore as Richard.
I think
Richard Simmons.
I think he could do it. So again, they say it comes in threes. Sad passings over the weekend. 102.7 KORD.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show. Number 1 for New Country. 102.7 KORD.
Oh, and I had some help. Number 1 for New Country at 102.7 KORD. At 7:39, you got Ricky, you got Patty. Great to be with you. Happy Monday right now. 75 degrees. Sunshine for a Tri-Cities. 100 for the high today. So are there things around the house that drive you nuts about Jeff that puts him right there in the doghouse? I remember yesterday I was making a sandwich, and we have an island that's granite, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't have a napkin out, or I didn't have a paper towel out. I was making a bologna sandwich, and my wife
on the island
without a napkin, without a plate. My wife saw it. She got upset.
Or a cutting board.
Or a cutting board. No, I just made it right there on the granite, top of the table. And she goes, "Really?" And so then I swept my crumbs onto the floor. And
Rick.
And the three dogs went at it, took care of the crumbs, and she goes, did you just do that in front of me? And I said, yeah. She goes,
did you do it on purpose? Like,
no,
watch this now.
No, I didn't say anything because again, I'm used to having 3 vacuum cleaners underneath me, and she goes, no. She goes, you don't do that. Anyway, so we kind of...
That is a good thing about having a dog.
Yes. We have 3. So they're awaiting crumbs. They're awaiting anything.
Yeah,
so they're my vacuum cleaners. No. And she was not. So first off, I made a sandwich on the island without, like you said, a cutting board, a plate, a napkin underneath, a paper towel. And then there was crumbs. And she goes, well, you just don't understand. When I get ready to make something, there's crumbs on the island. So putting me in the doghouse, basically. So does Jeff do little things like that?
Jeff does it. Some days, everything he does annoys me. But no, we can't agree. We just can't agree.
All right.
I mean, one person in the kitchen. I mean, because we have a small kitchen. And, we're on top of each other.
Well, I mean, it's not that I'm going to bag on my wife, but, she critiques me. But you know what? She always takes her lunch to work. She works out at P&L and all that, right? And she has these little things where she puts ketchup and ranch dressing in these little containers.
Yeah.
And she never cleans them out. So they're no, thank you. They're nasty too. So it's like, you're blaming me for crumbs on the floor.
She's not washing out her containers.
Exactly. So when I go to do her the dishes,
you want to wash those containers.
Well, so you pop the lid, and it's nasty as can be. So I mean, if she wants to poke holes at me,
wow, listen to you.
But today is
letting everybody know.
I'm just letting you know. Today is National Get Out of the Doghouse Day.
Oh,
so men, last time you were in the doghouse, what'd you do? What'd you do, and how'd you get there? We'll take some calls here. I was in the doghouse. I admit it. I was in the doghouse. But my 3 vacuum cleaners were backing me up. I mean, if she wasn't there, if she was not home,
she'd never know.
She'd never know. She'd never.
I get
know.
it. Yeah.
I mean, that's all I'm saying. She wouldn't know, but because she was standing, and she couldn't believe I did it right in front of her. Like, how dare you do it right in front of me? Take some calls, 547-KORD. App chat us. Man in the doghouse. When was the last time you were there? What'd you do? We want to know. Calls on the way. You got Rick and Patty.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show, #1 for New Country, 1027 KORD.
You got Patty. Always great to be with you. About 75 degrees for you right now. Tri-City's going to be a warm one, near 100.
How long is this heat wave lasting?
The next week or so. I think
so.
I think 104 for Wednesday, I think, is the hottest day we're going to have this week.
Oh.
Yeah, so 104 is going to be but going to be averaging about 100 through the entire week here for you. If you didn't know it, today is National Get Out of the Doghouse Day, and we're asking you guys, 547-KORD. Men, last time you're in the doghouse, what'd you do? What got you in the doghouse? We're curious. I swept some crumbs on the floor and got in trouble. So,
yikes.
Even though I let the dogs...
Shame on you, Rick. Oh, my gosh.
I literally was in the doghouse with the dogs. Absolutely. 547-KORD. Tell us what you did.
We both work doing karaoke and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the last time I got in trouble was I wanted to go talk to friends instead of running it, and she ran it a little longer than I wanted her to, and she was not too excited and happy about that. Slept on the couch that night.
All right, there you go. So they run a little karaoke thing together, and
that's teamwork.
Fine, I'll just do it by myself.
Well, if she wasn't planning on it, I get it. Yeah. I understand.
Oh, we've both been there. I think just with coworkers when you're running. Let's say you're running a fair booth or something, and they're like, okay, 1:00, they're relieving you. You've already been out there 4 hours, and you're like, okay, 1:00, and then they stroll in at 1:10, 1:30,
and you're still like, hey,
yeah, you were supposed to be here at 1:00. Yeah, I get it. 547-KORD. Doghouse, gentlemen, what'd you guys do? What'd you do?
We're coming home from the bar. We've been there a little too long. She sleeps on the couch. I sleep upstairs by myself. But I had fun.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Getting a little, as Shabuzi would say, getting a little tipsy at the bar. It's like, in the doghouse, a little too much drinking that night for sure. 547-KORD. Last time you're in the doghouse, what'd you do?
My wife uses the same shampoo every single day.
Okay.
And she never wants to color her hair. So I go ahead and I put hair dye in her shampoo bottle.
What?
And I made her into a redhead. Oh, boy, was she fiery hot on that one. I tell you what, I had to buy a new bed just so I had a place to sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't do that.
You can't.
I mean,
no, even as a prank, man. No one. That was you're in the doghouse for that. Absolutely. National Get Out of the Doghouse. What'd you do? Taking more of your calls on the way. You got Rick and Patty.
The Cord Morning Show with Rick and Patty. Back with more next on #1 for New Country, 1027 KORD.
It's 1027 KORD. You got Rick, you got Patty. Great to be with you. 822, sunshine for you, 75 degrees. Warm one, Tri-Cities, near 100. And you were looking at even next week's temperatures?
Yeah, this is going through, I want to say like Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then
of next week, right?
Yeah. And then the following week, we dip down into the 90s.
All right.
I don't even want to say a cooling trend because even the 90s. And then it steadily goes back up.
Well, we are in Tri-Cities, Washington.
Yes.
We are in a desert. I always try to tell people, like, when it's so funny, it's so hot. I'm like, we are in a desert.
What do you prefer, though? Do you prefer snowstorm and, below zero temps? Some people do. I do not.
I think I prefer 75 degrees, but if I'm going to
Everybody wants 75.
But if I'm going to make my pick, I'm going to say summer over winter.
Yeah, same
now,
here.
Megan will pick winter, but I would pick summer over that. Just
People
because.
who like to ski love winter.
Yeah, she does. She loves it. For me, it's like, I think I'd take heat over cold. All right, we're going to tie this one off with the people's problems. Brittany's got a situation. Does the nose know? That's what we want to know today, right?
Well, yeah. She and her boyfriend, they're on the verge of breaking up. She went to her mom's house for the weekend to clear her head. When she got back last night, her dog started acting strange, sniffing everywhere, and especially in the bedroom. She goes, my boyfriend denies having anyone over, but my dog and her sniffer say otherwise. Should I trust my dog or my guy? Brittany in Richland.
Lots of comments. We're going to tie this one off, and a lot of people are jumping on. A lot of people are taking Patty's side today. What are they saying?
Yeah, listen to Mary, though. Seriously? Maybe he smoked weed while you were gone. Maybe he ate beef jerky or something that sent to the house. Your dog smelling something doesn't mean a girl. Get over yourself. You clearly have some trust issues, and he should probably just end the relationship and work on you.
Carol says, your furry friend will never let you down. Nose doesn't lie. Katie says, the nose always knows. Ken says, well, you're breaking up. So there is that. So there's...
Trust the dog, ditch the guy from Annette. If you don't trust him, you're already having issues. It's best to move on. That's what Levi said.
Miranda says, is this for real? If you're that paranoid, just leave and don't look back. At this point, you're not knowing will forever be on your mind. Seems like it's time to be single. Work on yourself. So,
did you do Jason? Sounds like you guys are on the outs anyway.
Yeah.
Trust your gut. Move on. If you feel the trust is broken, do you think that's going to change?
Yeah. So,
I
think if you already suspect, now, again, what made you think this before anyway? Is there something else? I mean, we don't have the full story on it because it's almost like has he given you a reason not to trust him? And if
he's done something before that you know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But I you know what? You know me. I like that show Cheaters.
You do. You love it.
But
I love it.
Now, there's something not right about setting up, surveillance cameras. That's not cool. But I do it.
Oh,
I gotta know.
She sits there with buttered popcorn and wants
to.
I want to see him come up on these people and see what's gonna happen.
I mean,
But
seriously. The women's intuition or whatever.
I believe that.
There's something to that.
I do. I believe dogs have it. I believe dogs have it. I believe women have it. But also, I think there's another reason on this situation, too. I think there's some other reason. Yep. So, Brittany, we wish the best of luck. Looks like most people agreed with Patty this morning saying, you might want to get out of this relationship.
Just flat out ask him.
Yeah. What do you guys think? 547-KORD. App chat us what you would do. We want to know. You got Rick and Patty.
We love to hear from you, and it's easier than ever to reach out. Just open up the Cord mobile app and send us an app chat message, or you can contact us the old-fashioned way at 509-547-KORD. Number one for New Country, 102.7 KORD.